thing to figure out and the thing to understand is that in order for you to maintain and keep your credibility, don't taint yourself by being with the wrong people. See, after you get so old, you're going to fall out of the group mentality anyway, because of the fact that, once again, it goes to your power only comes in who you are as an individual. Individually, we ourselves stand alone. See, we came in this world by ourselves, right? But at the same time, when you see those people in the street like me, I'm like this here, man. I see dudes in the street. I'm one of these people here. If they got an asterisk next to your name and it said that he might have told, that means that I need to give your ass 20 feet. You know what I mean? I ain't got to try to kill you. I ain't got to be on some old crazy ass shit and, you know, whatever. That just means I need to leave you the fuck alone and give you your space, because of the fact that me and you ain't in the same space anyway. But as we grow older, we grow away from that shit anyway. It's because ain't no reason no old ass man got no reason to be out in the street trying to validate himself with no kids and be out there acting a fool and doing shit that's gonna send him to prison. As we grow older and as we get an understanding of life, we're gonna become greater individuals in this shit here. You see what I'm saying? And we look up and everybody in the crowd, I always walk in the crowd and they say, well, we're so divided now. People look up and say, I don't fuck with him because he's telling. I look at the crowd and I've come to the realization I can't fuck with nobody. I just don't know who's telling. You understand what I'm saying? But by the same token, it's like this here. Everybody talks about the old rules and the old days. Everybody say, well, it used to be like this back when. It was like this back when. I remember when it was like this. Let me tell y'all something about that, right? And they talk about, how do these dudes be able to walk around after they done told on somebody? How can a snitch, they got paperwork on them, come back to the neighborhood? How can this, and this is all over. This is not just in my neighborhood. This is rampant everywhere. And let me tell y'all something about that too, y'all. It ain't just the snitches. Y'all got motherfucking confidential informants among y'all. So be conscious of that. That's that motherfucker that told the story that they didn't even have to use his name because he had a number. You feel what I'm saying? They got them motherfuckers among y'all. So be careful who you among. But this is the thing to remember. People will always say, and they will always do this, it used to didn't be that way. I remember in the days it wouldn't be that way, where he wouldn't did that. You know, understand this, y'all. Back in the days, there was a whole nother cast of people that upheld these rules. There was a whole nother cast of people that lived by these rules. There was a whole nother group of people back in the days that this was their way of living, and they instilled this level of trust within their circles because of the fact that they knew who they were among. See, now we don't know who we're among, but this is the interesting aspect of that. Don't never forget this. When you're in the streets, right, and all this street shit we talk about, all this old bullshit that we give this credit to, all this shit that we say that we living by, and all this shit the way it shouldn't be and the way it should be, the reality of that is this here. The reality of that is that we live by an unwritten set of rules that is constantly changing accordingly to who it applies to. Remember that. I remember what I just said. We live by an unwritten set of rules that is constantly changing accordingly to who it applies to. So that's why when you say a motherfucker telling and say, well, he's a snitch, why the homies hang with him? Because they rewrote the book accordingly to fit them. You understand what I mean? And to accommodate the situation that they know to deal with this person. Makes a difference. See what I'm saying? If you take into consideration and understand what exactly is going on, we live in an age now where we live in a doubt age, in the age of doubt. No, I doubt that. I know him. He's solid, man. We like this and we like that and we like this. Man, but you know motherfuckers out there be telling to fuck a motherfucker whole life up. Send a motherfucker to prison for God knows how long. But the point I'm making to that is that don't apply the old level of ethics to a new age. Adapt. Adapting means that we know what people are capable of, so don't put yourself in position to be a person that somebody tells on. You know what I mean? And the thing about that is this. If you're a person and you find yourself in a bad position where You know that you can't handle it before you end up putting yourself in a position to tell on somebody and fuck up the rest of their life. What you need to do is you need to step the fuck out of the way, bow out of the situation, and simply say, I don't want nothing to do with that. That's a lot better than for you to be in a courtroom. That's a lot better than for you to be sitting here fucking up people's lives. See, because of the fact that just because we where we at now don't mean we're gonna be here forever. You see what I'm saying? And the thing about that is this here. The way we live, man, we live in a certain aspect of life. If we live and we call ourselves being honorable, it's honorable to bow out. It's honorable to say, man, I don't want nothing to do with that. Y'all finna go do what to who? Y'all finna go do. It's honorable to say, I don't want shit to do with that before you go and tell on a motherfucker. I respect the fact that if a motherfucker don't even put himself in position, because 99.9% of the dudes that do this shit and tell are telling because they was in these positions because of peer pressure. If you're capable of being able to stand up and say, look, I don't want nothing to do with that, that means that's cool. Okay, fuck it. You don't want nothing to do with that. Let it say what you like. But you damn sure ain't sitting in the courtroom pointing saying it was him, and them. You see what I'm saying? And that's a lot better than anything else because of the fact that, I mean, I look at myself, man, we got good people, man, right now, man, that are in prisons, man, you know, simply because of the fact that the wrong guy went to the wrong place with them and did the wrong thing. And that wrong guy did what they do, you know what I mean, typically. We watched the first 48. Shit, I'll be watching the first 48, and me and my son sit up and we bet money on the first 48. How long is it gonna take them to tell? So we got to have an understanding of what this means because of the fact that, you know, protect yourself. Protecting yourself means also you are doing some dumbass shit. Don't take the wrong motherfucker with you. You know a motherfucker ain't built for it. You don't want them around you when you're doing whatever you're doing. The same way, because this goes 360 degrees. You see what I mean? If people took into consideration who it is that they deal with, what they're doing, and how they're doing it, it'll be a lot less motherfuckers that'll be in jail. You know what I mean? I mean, if we say, well, okay, this motherfucker's telling, right? This motherfucker here is telling you 90% of the time, you somewhere through here, you second guessed him anyway. You just brought him along because of the fact that you wanted to have somebody along with you to validate what you were doing. But the reality of this is that before it comes to a situation like that, you know what I'm saying? The person that say, well, it ain't for me, that person, okay, cool, go on about your business. Y'all seen Boys in the Hood? Boys in the Hood. What's his name? Did that shit in Boys in the Hood? God dog it, I forgot the name, but the boy, the one when they was walking through the store and they when they was going to put in the work because they killed Ricky, and the dude and the other one was in the car. His partner was in the car, and he said, "Hold up, stop, man, this ain't me." You see what I'm saying? That right there was what's supposed to be done because of the fact that if it all would have went down, he might have been the one that been telling the story. Which the greater aspect of that is that it's respectable to say, hey, I don't want nothing to do with this. Hey, man, that's not me. I don't want to be a part of this here. That's respectable. That's a lot more respectable than Trey. Okay, Trey, that was his name. Trey, that was his name. Trey was the one that said that. Trey said, they let him out the car. But that's a lot more respectable because now you go on about your business and you live your life. You see what I'm saying? You don't, I mean, this, like I say this always, this gangster shit ain't for everybody. We ourselves call ourselves living this and being this and doing this, right? But in reality, man, if you ever get to the definition of what gangsters really are, you're going to find that we living far, far, far away from that definition. The gangsters built Las Vegas. The gangsters run the rackets. The gangsters run the fucking unions. You see what I'm saying? The gangsters, everything they do to generate revenue. The gangsters, everything a gangster does makes him money. A gangster ain't going to fire a gun unless there's some money tied into that there. You see what I'm saying? And when I say money, I ain't talking about no dumbass money. I'm talking about a motherfucker standing in the way of a motherfucking $1 million project to where now they don't want to cooperate. You know, a real gangster gonna be on some real gangster shit. See, the shit we on some young kid, thuggish, hoodlum type of shit. You see what I mean? There's many motherfuckers has been killed for nothing. It's ridiculous. When I look at all the people I know that were killed, The funniest thing in the world to me about those people I know that were killed is that, and it's the funny thing to me. I know very few people that were killed over at least $100. Everybody I know, all the people I know, they weren't even killed for at least for $100. You see what I'm saying? 90%, 99.9.9.9% of them were killed over false validation. You know what I mean? I ain't no punk. Just some bullshit like that there. You know what I mean? I mean, we got to look at this on a level of understanding of where the fuck are we at? You know what I mean? Those are mistakes of the past, and they continue into the present day. But now what we going to do in order to stop this shit from repeating itself again? Because in 45 more years, there's going to be a whole nother generation of motherfuckers dead. See what I'm saying? We done killed generations of motherfuckers among us. You know what I mean? And we still repeating those same mistakes. And the bad thing about it is this shit ain't even in LA only in LA no more. This shit's all across the country. Y'all looking at me from all across the country. Shit, y'all might be looking at me from all across the world, where this shit is going on in all these different places and all these people are killing each other and motherfuckers is trying to duplicate and copy what we did and they trying to kill each other like we killed each other. So shit, what good is that? What good is that doing? You know, my greater understanding of this here is the fact that if anything, we need to be trying to preserve life. Shit, we need motherfuckers. The only motherfucker that I'm gonna hurt is a motherfucker that had the intention to hurt me. I have no ill feelings toward another black man. I don't give a fuck where he's from. I have no ill feelings toward another human being. I don't give a fuck who you are. The only thing that's gonna make me take up arms against you is if you threatening my life and my existence or my family or something that I love and cherish. Other than that, I don't give a fuck about none of this other bullshit. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. Once again, like I said, I'm a blood by culture. You see what I'm saying? I don't own the streets in the 20s. So therefore, I can't sit and fight and die on a corner that I don't own shit on. And that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I look at the world from an aspect of a grown man. If we want to get somewhere, if we want to learn what we need to learn, if we want to do what we need to do, we have to start uplifting one another, man. See, we got to get to the aspect of where we can start building think tanks to where we have understandings of how we deal with each other and how we deal with our problems. Because it's an issue when we look at every motherfucker I know that's black that died, and I've been over 300 funerals. Every motherfucker that I know, I went to their funerals out of 300. Shit, I think shit, 299 of them was black. And if 299 of them was black, then that means that at least 295 of them was killed by black people. See what I'm saying? And then take into consideration this. When a black man kills a black man, you ain't taking one life, you're taking two lives. Because of the fact that 9 times out of 10, the person that committed that murder, they got to answer for that shit. They got to go to prison for that there. Because remember, once again, we got these motherfuckers around us, once again, that we can't kill them and we can't hang them by validating them. But these motherfuckers heard the story, so they going to go talk to whoever they talk to. And your snitches got handlers now. Keep that in mind. Don't forget that. The people that are not snitches, let's use these words. Tipsters and informants, because that's what they've evolved into. They have handlers now. So they got phone numbers that they can call directly and say, hey, I got something for you. You see what I'm saying? This is how a lot of cases are being solved. You got people that are walking into the police department and that are giving information up. Like it's the thing to do. If you ever watch the first 48, and you see the first 48, they got motherfuckers, they drive up on the street and just start, hey, what you know? Oh man, well, you know, they said this and that and this and that. They got a motherfucker that been in the crowd that know everything, might have witnessed everything. They got people that are actually on the payroll that hang in the streets in the crowd, might be a homie, might be anybody. You got to be conscious and cautious of these people. See, you know what I did when I got conscious and cautious of all this going on? I got the fuck out of the way. I stopped hanging in the streets, stopped fucking with these people, stopped doing the shit that I was doing. Simply because of the fact that if I can't trust the people that I'm among, if I can't fuck with the streets, if I can't trust doing the shit, whatever I do, where I do it, when I do it, I don't need to be here. You understand what I mean? At some point in time, it's time to straighten up my life. It's time to get my shit right. It's time to live right. It's time to be right. See, the old saying is, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. We gotta conform sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't know who is who. I mean, a motherfucker will do anything to save themselves. People will do anything.